All right. So let me get our character pulled up. So I'm starting early tonight because I think there's quite a bit that I still need to do before I can get Arthur's crown. Okay, so what we'll do is, and I do this each week, because I'm not in the game, several days a week. So what I want to do is go over things with people. That way they understand, you know, how I play the way I do. But first, we have some points available, so I need to set up a bonfire. I got a feeling that Arthur's going to be paying a visit too. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so last episode we talked to the mother giant inside the cave. Had to enter through, I guess, like the weirdness, because the one tribe, their greatest thing is to turn into stone, and they go into this forever sleep type of thing. And that's the reason why in this particular area you see a lot of the statues laying around with food and stuff. It's just like wherever they go, and then they finally collapse, and then that becomes their resting place, and then they're supposed to be with the mother. So the mother is one of the giants that Arthur back in the day had made an agreement with, and we found out that she wasn't extremely excited about the agreement. So, but I think she did agree to allowing us to have the crown. All right.
At the time, I saw no other way. We had no way to control the giants, and we couldn't allow them to form an alliance with the Four-Dwellers. So we resorted to deception. The giants are cunning creatures. Had we not gained the upper hand, they would have turned on us at the first opportunity. I am not proud of it, but war follows its own cruel laws.
Typical for Arthur, deceiving a large group of people to get what he wanted.
It is. And you should stop asking questions when you already know the answer. That way, you won't be so easily bored.
Why couldn't the giants live alongside the Dalrita? Why did they have to sleep?
And what do you think would have become of Avalon if the warlike Dalrita, already revering the giants as they are now, had the chance to worship them as living, active beings? The giants were too powerful to remain among us, especially on lands gifted to the tribes of the Dalrita. There were those among us who demanded their complete destruction. That I would not allow. It was already punishment enough that they enslaved their own children and used them as a bargaining tool. I do not blame the Theod mother for her anger. She has every right to it.
Well, that was interesting. Alrighty, so I'm level 56. I have 805 ethereal cobwebs, and I have 208,000 gold. And my carry capacity is 255. So we get an attribute. I was really hoping that we were going to get to be able to put a point into the kings. So, because I have another one that I want to take. Alright, I am going to bump this up, this spell power. I think I'm going to bump it. take perception for the critical damage, critical chance, and sneak damage up to 10. It gives us a +1, which is going to give me a 12 to my melee, which I don't do, critical chance. But it also gives me a 66% magical critical chance and range critical chances, which I do as well, but not with a bow, just with mana. Critical damage is now at 310%. Weak spot damage is now at 185%. Sneak damage, if I was sneaky, which sometimes I get to hit things from the backside, is 412%. Spell power is at 1,273%. So that's pretty good. Alright, we'll confirm that. Okay, so I'm not using anything in the strength tree because it's all, like fisticuffs, two-handed weapons, swords, cudgels, sword and shields, all that good stuff. Endurance has shield, has stamina, and your health bar. And yeah, the health is important, but it's only increase things by 5%, and then that would be 10, 15, and 20. And then Carnage, I mean, if you're a face puncher, you're going to want this anyways, as well as the endurance. Or the stamina bar. The dexterity, that's where your bow comes in at. Parrying attacks, speed attacks, movement speed. Okay, spirituality. One's okay. Energy feedback loop. Alright, that's actually pretty good. If I do that, caster's focus. One's gain 20% mana shield when equipped. And killing an enemy increases effects of wands by 10% for 10 seconds. And this time, if I took it, it would be 20% for 10 seconds. But I think I'm going to go with the mana shield. Hit confirm. And then the King's Soul. We have found a few pieces of it. We're still looking for more. Currently, excuse me, when using the King's Soul, your damage increases by 50% for each enemy killed. And then I selected dealing damage has a small chance to create a weird essence which can be collected to regenerate a portion of the King's Soul. I gotta get a drink of water here, I'm coughing. Okay, and I also took, if the King's Soul is fully charged, automatically use it when you receive lethal damage. So when I came down here from up there, because I didn't have the waypoint down here unlocked because I was dumb 2 episodes ago, but last episode I jumped off the mountain, and what that did is it used the King's Soul because I should have died. Alright, so I need to fuel my fire, which I just did. Alright. Okay, so now we gotta go back over here. Man, not sure what's up with this cough. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, and where's my little guy at here? So I have some things, so I can do this now. Alright, so you can pet him. Okay, something we've always been able to do. Feeding time. Alright, give him a vegetable. Give him some parsley. Alright, he likes that. Okay, feeding time. Nope. Time to patch us up, little one. This is really good because if I'm down on my health, all I have to do is give him one sage and he'll heal me. Now, of course, clicking on him when you're in battle, is not very good. I have one hot goo in my pack, so you'll see this. You can see this is how bad he looks. Alright, feeding time. Let our enemies be frightened by your might. Okay, he changes again. My guy is standing in the way. And he'll stay like that for a few minutes. Alright, show him your war face. Now this is the one I really like. Because yes, he's got armor on him. Wait till he gets back over here by me. Come over here, you little stinker. But I think it's cute. I like him in the armored shell look. Okay. Alright. Nobody likes it when I come in with my weapons drawn, so we'll do that. Alright, and if you remember, she is the leader of this particular clan.
Walker in the weirdness, you return. Welcome. I don't know what to say. Has Mother sensed my doubts? My true burden? Deep down, I've always felt that Sonder was not my destiny. I envied Ferov for joining One-Eye's rebellion and getting to see the world. I envied Taranis for his work with the Alchemist's Guild. Now I will have the chance to know real life. But I cannot be the elder of a tribe with no tribe. Perhaps I will join those who refused Mother's call. For the first time in my life, I feel free.
Okay, let's see here. So what will happen to the Thune tribe, or can we count on your presence at the Yes, that one's I need to know.
I don't know how Gerfan will react to an elder without a tribe, but, well, he summoned me, so I will come. There is a reason why the Thoid made me their elder. My power, despised by the other Delrida, is truly unrivaled. And on the battlefield, a skilled Thoid is worth 10 Volker warriors steeped in Nether's fury.
Okay.
The Thoid. We have long been divided between those who follow Mother and those who are deaf to her call. Or at least that's what we believed. That they were cowards, unfaithful, ungrateful wretches. But I was never convinced by those words. To me, they were simply brothers who dared to walk their own path, even at the cost of eternity. Deep down, I admired them. I am still Thoid, and I am young. When I come of age, I can bring more Thoid into this world, perhaps even with the help of those who return home one day. It's hard to say, but I don't truly care. They will either accept us, or they won't. But who knows? Perhaps this time we will grow closer to them. I've always thought they envied our direct connection to Mother. With Mother gone, perhaps we will finally build a true rapport. I am certain they will be. They will believe what they choose to believe. It will be a new beginning. My role as elder was to guide the Thoid of old to the dreaming.
I will say one thing about her
Those who
as
come
being a
after
leader
them
of
will
a
live in
tribe
the waking
at
world,
her young age.
and I will guide them
If
too.
this
At last,
game was
I
real
will be
life
allowed to
and she
grow
was a
up,
real person, she would be
and I
very
admit,
wise.
I cannot wait. I know I will always wonder what Sonder would have been like, and I know my heart will grieve for my kin. But something tells me this path is not closed to me forever. If there truly is a place we go after death, perhaps it is Sonder. That would also align with Runa's claim that Sonder is a trap, and that, in truth, everyone dies before entering Sonder. Maybe he was right. If so, then when I die, my soul will awaken in Sonder. I will see my tribe again. And finally, I will meet Mother. That is what I have decided to believe. See you at the moot, Walker in the Weirdness. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, I need to go see. Where is the fast travel point for here? Now, if I remember, I don't think there was anybody. Oh, yeah, I guess there is. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's give Gerfan the good news.
Yes? Who have you managed to convince? How did you manage to convince the Toyd tribe? They've always kept to themselves, no matter the hardships we faced. You've done the impossible, and I want to give you an artifact the Toyd tribe once guarded. Here, a part of the king's armor they were tasked with guarding. It will aid you as you face the challenges of the king's threat.
Nice. We'll take a look and see how that is.
You have no idea how glad I am that the threat of Tryggve has passed, and that they've managed to appoint a new chieftain. The members of the Ulfred tribe are always the first to fight. Their strength and endurance are unmatched. Without them, we could forget about any real war effort, especially against Camelot. So, allow me to offer you a gift in thanks for aiding their tribe. A unique piece of our king's armor, forged by Ulfr himself, the very forefather they take their name from.
Nice.
Could it be that the Volker have uncovered the truth about Mother? Unbelievable. Of all the tribes, I thought the Volker would be the least likely to show. Take these pieces of the king's armor, once guarded by the Volker. A gift in return for the help you gave him. May they serve you well in the king's threat. Go now, my king, and reclaim your crown. All the tribes can do now is patiently wait for your return.
All right. Let's see what we got. King Arthur's Greaves. Nice stats to him. Yeah, 1% to instantly kill an enemy if it has less than 50% health. So I would need a 6 into strength, a 6 into dexterity. Basically a 6 into everything, practically. Increases critical chance by 25% when your health is below 50%. And you deal increased damage to 4 dweller enemies. Alright. His chest-pieced armor. When damage is taken, physical damage, spell power, attack speed, and critical damage increases by 5%. The effect disappears after 5 seconds from the last hit. You deal increased damage to 4 dwellers enemies. And then we have King Arthur's Boots. Increases critical damage by up to 100%, depending on missing health. You deal increased damage to 4 dweller enemies. Alright, let's see here. What is this? Charged by spending 2 of max man. Oh, well, this is something that you would wear. Okay. The Defiler's Spark. This is slightly better than what I'm carrying. The Witch Glass. All negative status effects are 50% stronger on your enemies. All negative status effects are 50% weaker on you, but last 100% longer. So if I get hit with something that does poison damage, and it would normally go away in a minute, then it's going to last 2 minutes. I don't know that that's a good deal. Frozen sword. Alright. So pretty much stuff that I think I just want to sell, but I do want to take a look and see what I look like with the armor on. Oops. That's pretty impressive looking. Alright, let's put my stuff back on. I wonder if anybody would recognize me if in game if I was actually wearing this. Okay. Well, I guess as long as the crown doesn't weigh more than 50 pounds, I should be good. What does this thing do? Oh, how about that? It's an elevator. Oh, why do I see that as being a fight right off the bat? I should probably bring in some more people. Bless you. Here's the creepy statues you see all over in the game. Apparently we haven't even... Why am I supposed to set up another bonfire? I don't think I can do it in here. I must have been that close to going up in levels. At least I don't think I can set it up in here. Yeah, it cannot be placed in this area. Oh, lordy. That's gonna hurt. Well, at least my guys are pretty tough. Oh, and there's another giant back there? Come on, man. I mean, didn't I just come out of that area? Oh, and there's that guy again. Yes, walk on top of me, and so I can't pick anything up. You guys are the best. Fort Dweller Shield. Cool. Guess I could have came up here to find him. Whoops. Well, through the floor. Titanium ore. Oh, nice. What are those things? Crimson creepers. A healing stone and rough amethyst. Where are my doofuses at? Come here. Hit him. Hey, idiots. It's like my guys don't even see that thing. As long as he won't come through the doorway. Really? When's he gonna start taking damage? At least my guys are attacking this giant. It's unusual that I have to hit something this many times to bring it down. But he is big. So that was the one that I seen when I was down there looking back up this way. Alright, let's go over here. Gotta be more. Oh yeah, there's another giant. And there's another one of those guys over there with the shields. And another one of those monsters that likes to fight you at nighttime. All kinds of good fun. Let's up this way. Oh, that guy. Come on, guys, get out there. That's why I like these guys. They are really durable. $640 XP just for him. I don't think I'm going to take... I already got one of the shields. Oh, I always get in trouble when I jump down these things, because I end up someplace I don't want to be. Oh, yay. I don't think he can get back here into the past. He can. No. Because my people aren't down here. Stay away. idiots are all still back upstairs. They're not dumb, are they? The Watcher's Mantle. That's a new robe. Yes, come over here by me. Keep the pressure up. I don't want him hitting me with that hammer. Hui. Thanks, guys, just standing over there. Oh, now you're going to come down here? Yeah? Get over here. Nitwits. Leave me to do all my fighting myself. Not very nice. There's another guy over there. Oh, there's another giant. Alright. Oh, this one's watching over Arthur's crown. Oh, I'm back in here. And my fire is here too. So if you've never played this game before, each one of these things lights up, and it's got to do with a part of him. So I've done both of them on the other side, including that one there. So now we got to do this part over here, and you always know where to go because you have like this ethereal trail. And obviously there's still another one.
I am his burden, the man beneath the myth. I am the face that time forgot, the name that was never enough.
Alright, and then you come over here to the center and you go up the stairs. And you get to meet Mr. Big himself.
First, you used these people to win yourself a kingdom, and now you herded them here under threat of being stomped to death by giants if they leave or disobey. After all that they've gone through, all that they've done, all that they've suffered.
That's the guy that rescues you from the prison.
No kingdom will stand with people like them within its
Who is
borders.
also an immortal.
They would have to change their ways. The Del Rita are not ready for this. You know this.
You did worse than all of them combined, and you are the one responsible for all they've done so far. They fought for your name and under your banners. Does this mean you're not fit to be a king? Not ready to have a kingdom?
I left the heritage of Pendragon behind me. I severed the ties between myself and my tribe. I lost all that tied me to the past when I became king. I set a new path for myself. They are not ready to do that.
Bullshit. You forced them to go against their sacred traditions. You destroyed their identities. They betrayed their comrades because you ordered them to. They kidnapped the children of the giants because you told them to do it. Everything they did was so that you could win this war. And now what? You're going to punish them for being your best, fiercest soldiers, most loyal of your men?
This is not...
So stop with your excuses already. You broke them, and now you're abandoning them to starve or freeze to death in these damned lands.
This kingdom needs to be built on peace, Caradoc. Letting them live among merchants, lords, and ladies in Camelot or Timberwall. How would that go?
Exactly as anyone would expect it to go.
So we would end up with a civil war. Right after we won the war that almost annihilated us all.
Oh, damn you. I've had enough. I stood by you through everything. Even what you did to me. The seawall. I let it all slide. I told myself it was for something. For a noble cause. But this is where I draw the line. I renounce my oaths, and I'm walking away. Put a blade in my back if that helps you sleep. I don't care. Not anymore.
Some interesting revelations. Alright, let me check. Alright, no new messages. Okay, so we can actually do the bonfire in here, which I already have one.
Now you ask me, when it was your choices and actions that led to those consequences. Not all of the Del Rita came, and this is surely not the outcome Gurfhanna hoped for. But since you ask for my thoughts, The Dalrita united would be an unstoppable force. If we wish to avoid bloodshed, perhaps it's good that not everyone followed the voice of the tribes.
Alright. Oh, we're getting a king. So we're going to start the King Soul. Oh, hey, how about that? Activating King Soul fully restores health, stamina, and mana. Nice. What's this one do? When using King Soul, your physical damage and spell power increases by 50%. When using King Soul, your actions do not cost mana or stamina and do not use up normal quantity of ammunition. It'd be good if you're an archer. Killing enemies restores a portion of the King's Soul. Okay, in this one, when using the King's Soul, a weird shield collects 10% of the damage dealt to you. Okay. When King's Soul ends, you gain mana shield equal to accumulated damage for 30 seconds. In this one, enemies take the amount of damage you have dealt to them when using King Soul once again after it ends. So it's like 2 shots for 1. You create another blast of energy when the King Soul ends. Alright. And on this one, when using the King Soul, you receive 50% less damage. And finishers restore 400% more of the King's Soul. When using King's Soul, you deflect all incoming projectiles. I'm going to do this one here, because increasing physical damage and spell power by 50% is pretty darn good, in my opinion. Alright, critical hits have a 40% chance to fully restore your stamina. Bleed. Don't use weapons, so I don't think I can make them bleed. Every time you land a critical hit, you gain 50% damage reduction against the next hit you suffer. I like it. Alright, and attributes. Increase range attack that way. Alright, let's see. The Worm Guard. This looks like some type of club. Could be a shield, I'm not sure. Alright. And then, what did we get? Do we actually have his crown? We do have his crown. Alright. And that is a shield. The Watcher's Mantle, you are 50% less visible when stationary out of combat. Well, that's kind of cool. Healing Stone. So I'm surprised you don't put the two shields together.
Now I remember it all. I left the best of my people here. I betrayed their loyalty. And for what? Everything is in ruin. Everything I struggled to build is corrupted. This land, it had a glorious past, but it has no future. There is no way to save it.
I have to admit, I think he was really unfair to the
I
Delrita.
know. I see it now. And it was my decision that cost them the ability to grow and change. I may have been right about the diagnosis. Now I see I could have been wrong about the cure. The tribes helped us win the war. They were fearless and followed every order. They were the most loyal of all. But I left them broken. And after the war, their bloodlust was insatiable. I had to do something. This felt like the only choice.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I want to know about the giant's children.
The giants sided with our enemy. We had to find a way to remove them from the equation. So, under cover of night, the tribes stole their children. I told the giants their offspring were our hostages, and that we would slaughter them if they refused to bend the knee. One of the most humiliating moments of that whole war, both for me and for the Delrita.
It's pretty sadistic, Arthur.
Caradoc had the clearest eyes of any of us. He saw things for what they were. And I think I destroyed that. Destroyed him with all I did. I turned him into this. And now he's only a shadow of the man I once knew. He used to carry hope. Now all he carries is vengeance. I come from the Pendragon bloodline, a heritage drenched in as much blood as that of the Delrita. A heritage that pillaged and fought in the homelands for longer than anyone can remember, and unable to build anything that withstood the test of time. I decided to leave it behind me when we won the war against the Four Dwellers, and built our kingdom on Avalon on stronger foundations. Now we've seen that my bloodline must have been cursed. There's nothing left. Nothing worth saving. Nothing worth rebuilding. I gave everything I had to this land. My blood, my soul, my name. And the land devoured it all. I betrayed the ones who believed in me. I cut down the men who fought for me. I turned away from my own blood to build something better. And all I built was another ruin. I thought I was forging a future. I was just extending the fall. Do what you want. There's nothing about this land that I recognize anymore. All I've ever done got turned into dust, corrupted against my intentions, destroyed. Why bother?
Man, that was pretty deep. All right, before we go back through the door, because I don't know what's going to be on the other side of it, I want to take a quick 3 to 5 minute break, and I will be right back. So please hold on. All right, I am back. Okay, let's see where this goes from here. I got a feeling that when I go through the door, I'm going to see Caradoc. Or I'll be back in that chamber with that giant. But at some time, I'm going to have to deal with Caradoc. Because I've been blowing him off the entire time.
Once and future king, you return. Speak your will through the mortal you now inhabit. Is it time for us to awaken?
Hell yes.
The Dalrida have long been our allies. Through their eyes, we have watched your kingdom fall into corruption. Camelot will fall.
So basically, if you didn't read it, I just told the giants it's time to wake up. I need you guys to march on Camelot. So that's what they're going to do. Is there anything else back here? Which may make Caradoc happy. I don't know. I do know that there was some other areas back here that I still need to go to. There's at least one more monster that needs a butt whooping. Oh, that is now the way out? Well, okay. Can I get to the other monster? I can. I switched on the king's power. Because my guys were not helping me fight. They just wanted to stand around and watch. Okay, what's over here? Alright. So that would have been the way I would have come in, and then coming down around here. Fight this guy on the bridge. And then go in to the other room. Alright, so it looks like we've done everything that we need to do. So let's see what happens. So the giants acknowledge me as the new ruler. So let's see what the Dalrida say. I wonder if that thing is to sit there and call that down if it's up above. Alright, where am I supposed to go now? Okay, to the long defeated. Alright. I should empty out first though, which means I should go to one of these places that I have a treasure chest. Oh. Okay.
We are ready to begin the moot. We were only waiting for your return, once and future king. You were strong enough to walk the king's thread, and you conquered it. What is your will, my king? What decision have you made regarding the giants?
The giants will support your war. They will lead the Dalarita tribe against Camelot.
Glory be to you, once and future king.
Yay!
Fame and honor to you for all time. Thanks to you, Camelot will fall, and with it, the dead laws and the suppression of the Dalrita tribes. Thank you, my king, for your intervention. I, the voice of the Dalrita tribes, accept your decision with humility and gratitude.
Alright, now Arthur wants to talk to me once again. Oh. Well, okay. Maybe not. Alright, so we're gonna put... guess we'll put both of those in there. Why am I carrying wooden shields? I have no idea. I'm gonna put his armor in there, of course. Alright, and I know I got a bunch of other heavy stuff. A healing stone. Restores 100% health. That's pretty cool. Got 6 of those. I'll put one of those in there. Alright, everything else I can sell. No.
Let me rest a while. I'll pull myself together soon enough.
Why did it put all my people over there? Alright, where do I need to go to? So I'll take that off of there. My goodness. Hey, you know what? Let me travel to the... Because at least I can sleep at my own house now. I never did get anything, a place to call my own home. Alright, we'll go downstairs. And let's see here. Is there anything... Alright, so I don't have anything new. All right, recipes. Make some different foods. And I'll sell those out there in the marketplace as well. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I actually had some quest out here that I needed to get finished up on.
You doing okay? Hello again. What do you need today?
Oops, what is that? Oh, yeah. All right, sell that. Crafting. $200 health. Okay, what else do I have? Crafting. All right. All right, that looks good.
Leave it already? And we were having such a good time. See you later.
Yeah, I know. All right, so I believe I had some quests in here. Oh, Kardak told me our last meeting place will be at the Charred Conclave. Okay. Side quest. Horns of the South, Horns of the South. Horns of the South runs Terran. Horns of the South. Horns of the South. Horns of... Oh. Why did I not do that? Huh. Okay. Strange. It's not showing up on the map. Alright, what else? Horns of the South. Horns of the South. Wow, it's like I didn't do anything in the Horns of the South. Alright, Wilbur. Wonder if these are just dead now. It's really bizarre. Okay, let's go to the Charred Conclave. guy. Give him a mandrake. Now I can ride him. All right. Creepyville again. And here's Caradoc.
So, you finally made it. Took you long enough. I hope you're ready, because this is it. The beginning of the end. Philosophically, not you specifically, but someone like you. Literally, yes. And I was getting quite bored with the wait. This is the Charred Conclave, a graveyard for druids, burned alive as scapegoats for the Red Death. It's a reminder of what happens when people fear what they don't understand. Well, the Red Church and their politicians made sure of that. The Druids became a convenient enemy, a way to shift the blame and tighten their grip on power. It's always so simple, so banal, isn't it? They spoke out. They should have stayed silent, kept their herbs and potions, but they didn't. They believed their ancient knowledge, ugly and painful truths from times long past, could save Avalon from the plague. And maybe they were right. But people don't want the truth when it's covered in blood. Well, death doesn't always mean an ending. It was a sacrifice so costly, so cruel, so pointless, that it tore a rift in the fabric of this world. An ultimate wound. And so you're the closest you'll ever come to seeing the true shape of this world.
Oh boy, I don't know if I want to see this.
Cruel rituals, sacrifices, hard choices in search of real results. They called it wisdom, knowledge gleaned from the weirdness itself. But to the people, everything they did was unnatural, costly, and frightening. The Druids believed their results would justify the costs. They thought Avalon would see them as saviors. But the people didn't understand, and fear turned to fire.
Okay, why are you waiting for me?
You. I was once where you are now. A knight with questions, searching for answers. That search led me to this place. And here I found my answers. Now it's your turn. Well, first you're going to meet my former employer. We don't see eye to eye anymore, but we both realize that our collaboration yields results, as shown by you being here. He'll try to sugarcoat the hard truths I've been telling you from the beginning, spin them differently. Never mind. Why waste time here talking about it when you're just a step from the end? It's best if you just go forth and see for yourself. Just remember, this is the point of no return. Once you've stepped through, there's no going back. But if you've come this far, I suppose you already knew that. Go on. He's waiting for you.
Wow. Oh, that's an ugly looking bugger. Dang. I hope I don't have to do battle with that thing. That would hurt.
At last we meet. I've heard much about you, your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but he was impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truth buried in Avalon's shadows. Fewer still make it this far. I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned and the tear opened. And now, here you are. A truly rare and joyful occasion.
Okay.
Oh.
Who are you?
Forgive my lack of manners. I am Orin, the last apprentice of Merlin, and the last Archdruid of Avalon. I've carried the weight of this land's
the last apprentice of Merlin.
To admit. But names mean little. What matters is the task before us. What lingers here, it's older than Avalon, older than anything we know. What you see is the beginning of weirdness itself. Its purest form, raw potential, unshaped by anything but its lack of boundaries and limits. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. I want you to help me resurrect King Arthur. Properly this time. Ridiculous, I know. But yes, that's what it boils down to. At some point, we stopped seeing eye to eye and chose different paths. Ultimately, though, both our paths led to you. Yes, please let me explain. By the end of his life, Arthur became obsessed with his legacy. He left mementos, artifacts that embodied the virtues he wanted Avalon to preserve. Excalibur, a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. The crown of Pendragon, a beacon of courage and resilience. The shield of Palamedes, wisdom and independence. But Merlin and the others didn't believe that would be enough. The memory of war and the fragility of peace was still too fresh. So they acted. When the king died, his soul wasn't allowed to move on. It was shattered, bound to those artifacts. A clever solution, but ultimately flawed. I tried. And I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept safe. But the Four-Dwellers aspects was left to drift, untethered between worlds. Finding it needed more than magic. It needed someone like you. The horrors you endured on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the king's soul, bound it to yourself, and came back.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Everything I went through was all part of your plan? Or I'm just another experiment to you?
You flatter me. No, I couldn't have predicted all of that. I merely nudged the Red Church in the right direction and asked Caradoc to assist where I couldn't. I can see you're still doubting me. I want to bring back our king, whole and complete. I want him to lead again and safeguard Avalon's future. Because I've seen what happens without him. Weirdness preys on the weak, and the people are too divided to stand against it alone. Arthur is their only hope. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, chaos takes hold. Division festers. You've seen it during your journeys. If things continue this way, Avalon will tear itself apart long before weirdness finishes the job. They will follow him. That's what people do. When weirdness comes to their doorstep, they'll beg for a savior. And Arthur will answer the call. Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what I told you. This is the only way for Avalon to survive.
Uncharted territories. Okay, out of one creepy environment and into another. Looks like a castle that Count Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and all the other horrors of the world would survive in. Very creepy. Oh, here's Caradoc.
I was there when it all began, when Arthur first set foot on Avalon. I was a knight in his army. We believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. And for a while, it was glorious. Every battle felt like a step closer to peace. Every sacrifice justified by the dream we shared. But then came the cost. The war crimes, the impossible decisions, the massacres, slaughters, and irrational cruelty. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, that it was the price of building something great. But the longer it went on, the harder it was to believe. That's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king. He was just another man, no different from the rest of us. And no man should have the power to demand such sacrifices. But do you understand why I want it so much? I'd like to believe that after 600 years I've moved past pettiness. You need to understand that people thought, and still think, that he was more than human. But he wasn't. He made mistakes, just like any man. And the cost of those mistakes was always paid for by others. I've seen what happens when people cling to kings and myths. They wait, they follow. They waste their lives on promises that never meant anything. But that's not my problem. I'm not here to fix Avalon, or to free anyone. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn. Let it rot. Let it rebuild. I won't be here to see it.
I wonder why he thinks he won't be here. So even if you destroy Arthur, the Round Table can just crown someone new to replace him. You think the people can stand on their own against the weirdness, the monsters? You want people to face adversity without guidance and leadership? And what if your way leads directly to people's fall and demise? Yeah, all of those are justifiable questions.
Call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall. Let them tear each other apart. I just want to watch it all come down. To see the last lie collapse under its own weight. What comes after? That's for the ones still standing to figure out.
And what if your way leads directly to people's fall and demise?
Then let it. If this world can't stand without a dead king propping it up, maybe it deserves to fall.
Even if you destroy Arthur, the Round Table can just crown someone new.
Arthur's the only myth that still holds weight. And when he's gone, the rest will rot with him. A puppet king, another empty throne, none of it will last. Maybe they'll keep pretending for a while. Maybe they won't. Let them stand, let them fall. It's not my concern. If the weirdness takes them, so be it. At least it won't be another king's failure. Another lie propping up a dying world. It'll just be what it is. I've lived longer than any man should, seen more than anyone should ever bear. And I've waited centuries for this moment, this chance, to end it all, to end him.
Let's see here. So,
And we'll never know if that's true, because we've never tried. And who ever said that we were meant to survive the weirdness at all? We were fools to tamper with forces we didn't understand. Resurrecting Arthur, infusing him with powers of the weirdness. We didn't just bend the natural laws, we shattered them. Such violations of nature's order cannot go unanswered. The bill comes due, sooner or later. Always. This cannot be allowed to continue. Listen, it's taken longer than I ever imagined.
Thank you.
But now, here we are. You've done what no one else could, what even I couldn't do. You've brought Arthur's soul back together, almost complete, but not quite. And because of you, I can finally finish what I started centuries ago. So, thank you for bringing us to this
some
moment.
of this stuff
We're
already.
close now. Just one more step. The last fragment of Arthur's soul is waiting for you. Complete what you came here for. And then, we'll meet again. As allies, or as enemies. That's up to you. Go. Find the last piece, and let's end this. Whatever comes next, I'll be ready. I hope you will be too.
Okie dokie. What are these little things? Oh, they're just little wispies. Nothing that I have to fight. Alright, now I get to talk to Arthur. I think. Oh. Is this Avalon? Wow, it's quite pretty. Can I set up a bonfire? Nope. Okay, I'm still in Weirdsville. Love the boat. I hope we get these in enshrouded. Oh my goodness, it's our long lost friend. Hob.
You've come. The one who carries what's left of me. Please, don't come any closer.
Hob is
Don't
Arthur.
Force me to think about coming back.
Or the
again.
spirit of Arthur.
Just let me finally die. Because I've had enough. Enough of being torn apart and stitched back together. Enough of being used, shaped, and forced to be something I'm not. Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices? Or worse, in your name. I've seen towns burnt to the ground, families destroyed, All because someone thought it would serve the greater good. And they called it loyalty. They called it justice. I've been dragged through every dream, every lie they've built around me. And I'm tired. Tired of the weight, of the expectations, of all of it. And most of all, I'm tired of failing.
Okay.
Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man behind the myth. He sees a symbol, a weapon to wield against the weirdness. But symbols aren't people. They're empty. And the more they're used, the more they hollow out the one who carries them. That's all I've ever been to Orin and the Druids. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? To be forged, sharpened, and thrown at every problem? He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, a light to guide them, they'll stumble, lose their way, and turn on each other. People always seek something to follow, something to believe in. Take that away, and they'll tear each other apart trying to find it. Or worse, build something even crueler in its place. I want release. I want to stop being a tool in their endless struggle. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Take it yourself and become the new king. Give it to someone else. I don't care. Just don't let me come back again. Let me die. Not as Arthur. Not as the king. Just as a simple, normal human being.
Wow. So Arthur wants to die, not as Arthur, not as the king, but just as a simple, normal human being. And that's probably the reason why he's been appearing to me as Hob and not having memories of anything and just being very tranquil. You're the human part of Arthur's soul. Without you, he cannot be whole. Don't you care what happens next with your kingdom? I don't think he does at this point. You've been through a lot, but there has to be another way that doesn't involve your ultimate death. Let's start with the first one. You're the human part of Arthur's soul.
Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken up the humanity I was meant to represent. Doesn't that prove Arthur doesn't need me anymore? I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is? To finally not care what happens next? Whether Orin gets his king or Caradoc gets his ruin? To not feel the burden of all my failures? To not see my memory tarnished, my plans, goals, and ambitions dragged through the mud? To not see the suffering my name causes? No more deaths in my shadow. No more kingdoms built on my bones. Another way? There's always another way, isn't there? Another cycle, another resurrection, another lie to keep the world spinning. But please, not for me. Not anymore. I've had enough. I don't want another chance. I want this to be over. Do what you think is right.
That's all I can tell you, because whatever you decide, it will finally be your choice. Not mine. Not theirs. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted. You hold the choice. I don't care who you side with. Orin, Caradoc, or no one at all. You have all of my soul. Use it. Take it for yourself. Give it to someone else. I don't even want to know. Do what you will with it. Just let me go. Let me finally rest. Let me die. Please.
Is there anything in these bags? Oh boy. This is gorgeous. So it's like Hobbs in his own little version of heaven in a weird way, minus the fallen buildings, but okay, now we're back to Spookyville. Floating towers, floating buildings, destroyed stuff, weird stone clinging to everything, and we're walking on a road of body parts. They're all charred and black. Alright, who is this person? Oh. That's Orin.
Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you.
Whose mouth
Now
is
you need to
shown
go
shut.
further. I made my case. Please keep
Yeah,
in
you
mind
can see
what I
the
told you.
stitches through his
This
lips.
is the only way for Avalon to survive.
Why? I mean, I know from experience that when you die, well, who is this hanging upside down? Wow, cool. And when you die, that they sew your lips shut from the inside so that it's not visible from the outside. I think nowadays they probably use a glue. Anyways, enough of that.
Go on. He's waiting for you.
Let me go. Let me finally rest.
You carried a dying king across the bones of a dying world. Now you stand before what started it all. An idea. I am the reason there must be an ending. I do not guide. I do not judge. I exist so that something can be chosen. I do not offer meaning. I require that one be made. You have brought all things to their conclusion. Now, decide what must remain. Choose, and let the shape of the world follow.
Wow.
You will be seen. You will be followed. You will be blamed. You will break the frame, and what follows will not remember you. You will vanish into the story you chose to restore. You will shape the world to become its witness.
Huh. Now the question to me is, who would I give it to? Who would I give Arthur's soul to? So I want to follow Oren, which he just wants to resurrect him. He doesn't care because he's trying to reestablish the old world. I can follow Caradoc, who wants to destroy Arthur. Or I can take the soul for myself and use the power, to, because everybody already sees me as being king. But who would I give the soul to?
Who do you have in mind?
Oh, wow. So either Nettie, Ifri, Yavin, or Gerfan. Interesting. What happens if I choose one of these?
He would rule through law, not command. He would listen, if he understands. He would build a world with no kings. Work would shape worth, but power does not disappear. It adapts. She would lead through care and quiet faith. Reverence would rise, but so would the silence around it. He would shift the center, unity if the mountain holds.
Wow. Well, I've pretty much been against Oren and Caradoc, so I think I'm going to keep the soul for me, which will allow Hob to pass on. Because if I don't give it to anybody, then he'll pass on. Was my understanding from the conversation.
Then the idea shall be claimed, its shape worn, its burden made yours. But first, you have to bring silence to what refuses to be forgotten.
If this is what you want, then take it, my friend. But promise me you will learn from my mistakes.
Oh, I gotta execute Hob? I like Hob. Shit. But Hob did want to pass on so he could just rest and not be the king anymore.
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.
So Caradoc looks pretty dead.
You think any other human could wield this power? I endured 600 years of pain, of suffering, of loneliness. I made the sacrifices, me! And now you think you can take it from me? The hubris. No. I reject your claim.
Oh, brother.
I will reforge Avalon. Perfect this time.
Joy.
You took Arthur's power for yourself. Whatever drove you, need, ambition, or will alone, the strength of a king was now yours to command. Maybe you weren't ready.
So I pissed
Maybe
off
nobody
Arthur.
ever is. But you decided to try.
But then
It's a
again,
heavy
I did
thing,
sit there and have the
trying to do
Delrita
right
and the
where
Giants
others
march
have
on
failed.
Camelot.
Still, you
So-
stepped forward, carrying the soul and every choice that brought you here. You ruled not as Arthur reborn, but as yourself, flawed, resolute, untested. Avalon changed beneath your hand, and history will decide what that truly meant. In your absence, the South unraveled. Its leaders gone, its people left to fend for themselves. The keep still stands, but not as a beacon, only as a reminder of the help that never came. The men here stayed in Kuanat, but Yvain failed to rally the minds and hearts needed for his Grail quest. With no clear leaders and rising tension, both Kuanat and Camelot grew fragile, drifting toward division, with no one left to hold the line. You awakened the giants, and with them at their side, the Dalrita conquered Camelot. As the
Cool.
capital fell, the customs of the tribes spread across Avalon. Not everyone welcomed them, but the change had already taken root. Nianta stayed in Kuanat, and the people remained by her side. Though Anselm held the official title, it was Nianta whom the people turned to for guidance, treating her as the true heart of the community. Maggot chose to remain in Kuanat, and the people stayed with him. Over time, they grew to trust him and often sought his wisdom. In time, he took on an apprentice, planting the first seeds of
So
a
this
new
is the end
Druidic
story. I
tradition.
hope that this character is not
Bethra left
done,
Kuanat alongside
but
Yvain, despite concerns about
at
his age.
least
His fate remained unknown. but the
at least I
people
have another
admired him
character
for
that's
finding
playing
purpose at the end
everything
of his
differently.
life, and spoke of him with lasting respect.
So when my other character gets to this
With
point,
Hermie as the new
their
matron,
choice will be different.
The Volca returned to their former glory with renewed ferocity. Their berserkers filled with an aggression that stirred quiet fear among the other tribes. Among the united tribes of the Dalrita, the Volca were treated with equal parts awe and mistrust, seeming to teeter closer and closer to madness. Ingui turned away from the eternal sleep, choosing life over dreams. In time, she began to rebuild the Thoid among the living, planting the first seeds of a new future for her scattered people. Under Spronner's leadership, the Ulfra found new strength. He rebuilt the tribe and reunited them with the rest of the Dal Rita, restoring their place among the tribes of the Forlorn Swords. Following Glerna's path, the Sven clung to the old ways, their faith sustained by the Stagfather's living presence within the unrealm of the Hunt. They turned inward, shunning outsiders, and deepened their devotion to the blood-stained rites of their ancestors.
Okie dokie. After the credits run through, we'll see if my character can clean up any of the stuff that apparently wasn't quite done. But I think I've done everything. Oh yeah, congratulations, you completed the game. Yay, woo, woo, woo. You can now return to the world just before the ending and continue exploring the world of Avalon. Oh, cool. If you're ready for a greater challenge, you can start a new game with your current character, inventory, and progress. The world will demand more from you. Really? You can also end your journey and exit the game. Oh my goodness. Wow. Choices. You can now return to the world just before the ending and continue exploring the world of Avalon, which makes it sound like I wouldn't have anything that I could left to do. You know, I think I'm going to go for the greater challenge and start a new game with your current character. In all my stuff. Sounds like fun.
The all-consuming Red Death. 600 years ago, King Arthur led the great escape from the homelands, where our kingdoms were ravaged by the plague. Leading people to Avalon, he started the Age of Conquest and took the island from the Four Dwellers. Using the mysterious powers of Menhirs, together with Merlin, they cleansed the land of the weirdness, a primordial force of chaos and possibility. But now, long after the death of the king, Camelot is in shambles as Avalon fractures into chaos. Old legends are gone, and the weirdness is creeping back into our lands. The bleeding heart of the plague has started beating once more, and the Red Death has returned. Rulers of the island asylum, an order of the Red Priests, are desperate to stop it by any means necessary. Rotting in one of their cells is a stranger who might bring a spark of change to this cursed island stuck in everlasting autumn.
Rise and shine. Yes, it's me again. And I hope this time you'll cooperate without me needing to repeatedly hit you in the face, eh? Look, we just have to get this over and done with. Unless you want a visit from someone upstairs. And trust me, you don't. Just like before.
Apparently I can't cut him in two using my magic.
On my We're going back to my tried and tested feasts. So, tell me, what were you doing in the forest when the Red Shields caught you?
Let's see here.
Army, huh? If I were in charge, I wouldn't even consider letting you join the ranks. I'd rather feed you to the dogs. And you were planning...
Oh, that's what you call yourselves now. I've never seen you people do anything but fireworks and illusions. Not much use during a real fight, as is evident from you being in here rather than out.
Okay, that was easier than I expected. Now, unfortunately, we'll have to stop...
I've always found it puzzling that these people won't bathe. You, I understand. You're literally rotting in this damned cell. But them, there's just no excuse for this stench.
I'm curious. This is the reason why I'm letting this run is because I want to see, you know, if I still have all of my powers and stuff in my level and everything else.
One of these keys will open your cell. When you get out, head left. I'll scout ahead.
Alright, so I am level 57. Okay, so I still have all my stuff. But literally everything is considered to be new. Still have my battle mages. Okay. Alright, so this is a perfect time to end for tonight. And next Wednesday, I will start with my archer, who is doing things quite differently than what this gal did. So next Wednesday, make sure you log in and follow me, as my archer is in the other area, poor and penniless, not like this girl who's rich. So we'll see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to roughly 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And please hit like, please hit subscribe. You can watch me on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Thank you.